It's your music. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and burden, don't take that in your hands for your authority. Let it not take your head. Come stop by your house, and you set up to your door. Whether you reach or you fall, if you see a you must talk it, let me you check. No, that's okay. If you see a don't keep it. No part of the come stop, the people bringing set to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia on the center to interior. If you are said, let's stop it, cry for all our stop the people bringing set to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Stop Liberia on the center to interior. If you are said, let's stop it, cry for all our
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Oldman Slim Sign.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Liberia on the center to interior. Keep it outside, let's stop it, crime for all our bringing shelter to your door. Stop it, cry and make it before them before. Liberia on the center to interior. Keep it outside, let's stop it, crime for all our
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store in Gully Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion, jump until the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LID market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Fuel Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athletes and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Granite Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more provide, so start the top.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayuba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bourgeois Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us Mayuba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayubaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayuba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Let's say good morning to the beautiful people of this country, Liberia. Welcome to the program from the Print News this beautiful Monday, the 17th of March, 2025 is the year. My name is Wendell Nima, welcoming you to this edition of the show. And I'm here this morning with Esther Dako. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to the good people of Liberia. It's good to be back on a Monday where we can talk about everything that happened on the weekend before and all of that. It's good to be here. I'm Esther Daku.
All right, so those of you watching us, please do us a favor by sharing the live and have others invited to follow trending stories from the print media. All right, we have two dailies in our studio this morning, the Front Page Africa and the Inquirer newspaper. But before we get into the readings, let's recognize our sponsors, Crime Stoppers Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. All right, so Esther, I'm told in recent days there have been this armed robbery attack somewhere in the Caldwell Belt, specifically a place called Sugar Hill Communities around the Caldwell bus stop. All right, I'm told the community is being harassed on a daily basis. People are just moving into the community and putting people on a gunpoint. And all of that. So this is a wake-up call to the Liberian National Police to make sure that you keep your men patrolling in that area. The place is called Sugar Hill Community, Sand Beach, around the bus stop in Caldwell. So we'll bring you more details about that. But our people are being harassed during the night hours. You're going home, armed robber will just jump. Even the other night, somewhere in the Nyanfo Town area, I'm told that the graveyard, when you're passing through the town hall community using the Simako Road, all right, where they got the graveyard, all right, that place is called Nyanfo Town.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm told the criminals are hiding in the graveyard. A friend of mine was attacked this gone Saturday, but God was on his side.
That entire environment is horrible, Wendell.
So true.
Even when you're riding a motorbike early in the morning, you know that Manosville and more people don't really sleep. People get up about 5:30. They're already on the road trying to make their way to town to beat the traffic and all of that. Wendell, don't even get drunk and pass down their own bike at that hour.
Yeah.
When daylight hasn't come up clear. Even if daylight comes up, just coming up in a place is not very clear. Don't try it.
Yeah,
sometimes they put a roadblock.
So, you know, these are things that give rise to mob justice, because when you keep crying, calling on the people who are supposed to, you know, provide safety for the citizens, if they are not listening, the citizens themselves will want to take the laws into their own hands. But we are not encouraging them because Crime Stoppers is telling us that is not the way forward.
Of course.
But the Liberian National Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman, you need to be vigilant. Make sure you man the ERU, the Police Support Unit, and all of these units. The LMP, you got to keep your night patrol because our people are going through a tough time with the criminals.
Right.
But we just thought it wise to pass through with that. But these are stories we have to share with you this morning. The front page Africa is before me, and let's get to some top stories. It says the fight for supremacy. Nima senatorial by-election turns into proxy political battle between VP Coon and Rebelity. All right. So the fight for supremacy, Nima senatorial by-election turns into proxy political battle between Vice President Coon and Rebelity. And another story says galvanizing regional support ahead of the United Nations Security Council elections. Liberia seeks Mali support in its bid for a seat. And then lastly, for top stories, the illegal vow is a question mark to this caption. Nigerian pastor arrested for alleged bigamy during wedding in Kakata. So let's get to the top stories. Those of you watching us, you can grab a copy of the front page Africa newspaper and follow the rest of the stories. And it says ArcelorMittal Liberia marks 20th anniversary with over 2 billion phase 2 expansion and promising jobs and economic growth. 2025, a year for Liberia. AML has agreed to a real system operating principles suggested by the government of Liberia that would provide more than adequate protection to the government of Liberia and other users regarding real assets, along with transparent and non-discriminatory rail operatorship. These new multi-user principles will be effective immediately. Rail Authority will be responsible for setting standards, monitoring and inspecting various aspects of rail operations. Management, ArcelorMittal Liberia. And we get to more top stories. CDC, that's banner stories, banner headlines. CDC and UP supporters treat blame as Liberia faces possible U.S. travel ban. Bwaka versus Weah. Who is responsible? President Bwaka canceled diplomatic passports because the Americans raised the concern that criminals were holding diplomatic passports from ambassador at large and special envoys. They said they are recalling the passport of those special envoys they appointed, those on the trade and investment that are representing Liberia. The government has failed, and that is not a debate. You want to talk about people being arrested in 2022? Joe Poto was arrested in Japan with diplomatic passport trying to dupe a Japanese man. Under this government, you give diplomatic passport to criminals, and they are seen in flights with President Bwaka all around. Who is saying this? Former Representative District Number 8, Montserrat County, Akaros Moses Gray. And then another story that says, Ellen Johnson shall leave government sold passport to journalists. George government sold passport to criminals and drug dealers. JMB, Joseph Nima Bwaka promised but failed to investigate, release a report, and clean the system. Now, ordinary Liberians risk visa restriction. JMB failure to investigate does not make Weah, who gave the passport to criminals, better. Ambula Mani, Liberian scholar and Unity Party's supporter. But let's take a few lines from here. Very interesting stories. Let's take a few lines from there. It says here, report of a possible U.S. visa restriction on Liberians have reignited debate over the country's passport scandal, with supporters of President Joseph Nima Bwaka and former President George Weah's Coalition for Democratic Change administration blaming each other for the situation. According to the New York Times, a draft document circulating within the U.S. government categorizes countries into three tiers: red, orange, and yellow, based on the potential travel restrictions. Liberia falls under the yellow category, meaning the government has been warned to address specific deficiencies to avoid sanctions. The U.S. Embassy in Monrovia has not officially commented on the matter. Who is to blame? The reported inclusion of Liberia on the list has sparked a war of words. Critics of the former CDC-led government blame it for allegedly selling diplomatic passports to individuals of questionable character, which they argued led to heightening scrutiny from U.S. authorities. Henry Costa, a political commentator and a one-time Boakai supporter, claimed that Liberia's potential visa restriction is linked to the CDC administration's alleged involvement in selling diplomatic passports and consul general's positions to criminals and possibly terrorists. This practice of the past administration has raised serious national scrutiny security concerns in Washington, D.C., leading to Liberia's inclusion on the proposed travel ban list, Costa stated on his Facebook page. Similarly, Unity Party supporter and political analyst Ambula Mami argued that while past administration, including former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, were accused of improper passport sales, the WIA administration wasn't the problem. He also criticized the Boakai administration for failing to investigate the matter. Ellen Johnson said government sold passports to journalists. Government sold passports to criminals and drug dealers. GMB promised but failed to investigate, release a report, and clean the system. Now, ordinary Liberians risk visa restrictions. JMB failure to investigate does not make WIA who gave the passport to criminals better, Mami wrote. Supporters of former President WIA, however, argued that the Boakai administration's handling of the passport issue has worsened Liberia's diplomatic standing. Akaros Moses Gray, a former Montserrat County representative, blamed the Boakai-led government for recalling diplomatic passports, which he claimed was prompted by U.S. concerns over criminal holding such passports. President Boakai counseled diplomatic passport because the Americans raised concerns that criminals were holding diplomatic passports from ambassador at large and special envoy, Gray stated. He accused the Boakai administration of continuing the practice of issuing diplomatic passports to individuals of questionable character, citing the case of Joe Poto, a Liberian arrested in Japan for allegedly defrauding a Japanese businessman while carrying a Liberian diplomatic passport. Well, we can take more stories. Those of you following us, you can grab a copy or just follow the online version of the front page Africa newspaper. Let's bring you more stories from the inside of the front page Africa newspaper. And this story would do. It says here, where is the story? I'm trying to get to it. Right. It says here, Supreme Court to hear petition on unlawful restrictions against motorbike and keke riders. Motorbike and keke people, you're listening. The Supreme Court is about to hear your case. The Supreme Court of Liberia, through its Chamber of Justice, is set to hear a petition on unlawful restrictions against motorbikes and keke riders. The court has scheduled the hearing for Monday, March 17, that's today at 11:30 a.m. The petition was filed by the National Keke and Motorbike Riders Welfare and Advocacy Organization, represented by Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand. The petition challenges what Nicomo describes as the unlawful actions of the Liberia National Police and other security agencies, which they accuse of restricting the movement of riders, unlawfully confiscating vehicles, and imposing fines without due process. The petitioners argued that these actions violate their constitutional rights under Article 13 of the 1986 Constitution, which guarantees freedom of movement. Stands Chairman Mobake Molu urged all motorbike and keke riders to remain peaceful and law-abiding during the legal proceedings. He emphasized that while a small number of individuals may have engaged in misconduct, these actions should not serve as grounds to penalize the entire community of over 200,000 riders who follow the law. This case is not just about a few individuals. It is about the rights of all motorbike and keke riders. We urge our members to stay calm and follow the law as the court reviews this matter, Molo stated. The petition follows a tragic incident on February 19, 2025, when a truck driver and a motorcyclist, both NECOMO members, were involved in a fatal accident at the Gabriel Tucker Bridge in downtown Monrovia. The incident sparked unrest, during which some members of NECOMO reportedly clashed with police officers. The petitioners condemned the violence but argued that punishing all riders for the actions of a few individuals was unjust. And then lastly, widow of late Senator Johnson thanks NEMA for support at Monrovia service. Esther, I think I can stop here and then send controls to you.
Of course.
To bring us more developments.
Yeah, because we have a lot of stories in here that I'm interested in. Let's take some lines, beginning with our top story. Liberia among 21 countries to face U.S. travel ban.
Yeah, let's see that. Just give us, because I read something like that, but let's see the 21 countries they're talking about from your end.
Because I am interested. The United States government has placed on a yellow list alongside 21 other countries to face a potential travel ban, including visa restrictions, among others. The destination signals that these nations could be banned from traveling to America if they fail to comply with U.S. requirements regarding the sharing of information about incoming travelers, the security practices surrounding passport insurance, and prevention of citizenship sales to individuals from countries subject to U.S. travel restrictions. The implications of this decision are profound, affecting not only the travel industry but also the broader socio-economic landscape of Liberia, a country still recovering from the scars of 14 years of civil unrest. America, under the stewardship of Donald Trump, mentioned the yellow list during his first term in office in 2020 as part of his efforts to enhance national security and prevent potential threats from entering the country. However, countries on the list are given a 60-day window to address specific concerns raised by U.S. authorities, and if these nations fail to meet the outlined requirements, they could face travel bans that will restrict their citizens' ability. I want to take some more lines, kind of interesting. Page 10, the completion of this story is right here. Enter the United States. It says Liberia, a nation with a complex history and ongoing challenges, finds itself in a precarious position, and even though the country has made strides in rebuilding its infrastructure and governance since the end of its civil wars, it is still struggling with issues related to corruption, security, and economic stability. The U.S. has historically been a key player in Liberia's development, providing aid and support in various sectors, but this yellow list destination raises questions about the effectiveness of Liberia's security practices and its ability to meet U.S. expectations. According to a New York Times report, the draft list also categorized countries into three tiers based on the severity of restrictions. Rare tire citizens from 11 countries will face a complete ban on travel to the US. In the orange, travel visa approvals for citizens of certain countries will be sharply restricted, and in the yellow tire, countries will be given 60 days to address concerns before potential restrictions are imposed. The red list, which imposes the most stringent restrictions, including Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. These countries will see their citizens banned entirely from entering the US. While the orange tire, which includes significant visa restrictions, includes Belarus, Eritrea, Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, Pakistan, Russia, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Turkmenistan. The yellow tire includes countries such as Angola, Antigua and Barbados, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Chad, and the Republic of Congo, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Others are Dominican, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Sao Tome and Principe, Vanuatu, and Zimbabwe. These nations would have 60 days to address U.S. concerns before any restrictions are final. The New York Times report follow quartet officials are saying that the draft is still under review and subject to change before any final order is issued, and if implemented, the new travel ban will mark a significant expansion of the administration's earlier restrictions, which primarily target majority Muslim nations and sparked widespread controversy. In a related development, the State Committee on Foreign Affairs will today, March 17, 2025, hold a public hearing when Foreign Affairs Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti and the team at 2 p.m. in the chambers of the Senate. The hearing seeks to address some concerns issues relative to Liberia's foreign relations, deployment, and foreign service officials, the well-being of Liberian students in Morocco and other parts of the world, and the Japan's grant. But let's look at more stories on the front page of this paper this morning. BRCA receives missing LD 16 billion mysterious death reports. President Joseph Boakai has received a comprehensive briefing from Justice Minister Oswald Tweed on key unresolved cases, including the missing 16 billion, the mysterious deaths of former auditors, and the disappearance of 3 boys. The disclosure was made by Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana during a regular press briefing on Friday, March 14, at the Executive Mansion. She stated that President Boakai's administration is determined to bring closure to these long-standing cases that have raised public concerns. During the 6th Cabinet meeting at the Executive Mansion on Monday, March 3rd, 2025, President Boakai instructed Justice Minister Tweed to launch a thorough investigation asserting that Liberians deserve answers and no case will be ignored. Our government is not hiding anything. Everything we do is transparent. Boakai emphasized highlighting the importance of professionalism in public offices. He pledged to ensure justice is served, adding, people in this country have suffered for too long. It is time to give them the opportunities they deserve. Boakai reaffirmed his commitment to transparency and accountability, stating the public deserves to know the truth. Let's leave you there. Ambassador Verman supports Jetty Scholarship Exchange Camp for Wella students. Good. And then we have China surpasses U.S. in aid to Africa as Liberia tops export market. Let's bring you to the back page of this paper. Wrongful cesarean victim accuses ELWA hospital. A woman identified as James Etor Kuman is pleading for assistance after suffering severe complications following what she claims was a botched cesarean section at the ELWA hospital in Princeville. The distressing situation has raised concerns about surgical practices and patient safety in the country's healthcare system, especially so that other Liberians have lost their lives in similar mistakes by other health facilities, including Catholic Hospital and Hope for Women Clinic. On Facebook over the weekend, Madam Kume wrote, "What have ELWA hospital doctors done to my kidneys and urethra? That they are not functioning. I need an answer now," she explained. Dr. Yasu, I need answers. On February 24, 2025, I left my home healthy for an ordinary ANC visit, and they said I was post-due and needed induction. I told them that even my first pregnancy was the same thing, and I waited for God's time. But they held me there, sent me to the ward for induction, which failed by 7:27 p.m. I suffered pain till February 25 when they said the cervix was not diluting, so I needed a cesarean section. My partner refused, but since I understand and know what C-section is, such in a minor thing, I accepted, not knowing I'm accepting my death. One CS with my complications delayed to refer me. My kidneys are not working. My liver is dying. My womb was removed. My usual collapse. Sustained burn on my legs and back, and nothing I'm understanding. She grieved. According to a medical expert, a cesarean or a C-section is a surgical procedure where a baby is delivered through an incision in the mother's abdomen and uterus. This surgical procedure is performed according to medical sources when the vaginal birth poses risks to the mother or baby. Madam Kume further lamented, I have undergone 8 sections of dialysis on no urine yet. I need answers from ELWA. I want to die knowing why you killed me. I'm calling on the Liberia Medical and Dental Council, Liberia Board of Nursing and Midwifery, the Ministry of Health to please look into my case. I am dying in JFK slowly. Meanwhile, the situation has sparked serious concerns among the citizenry in and out of Liberia, with calls for an investigation into the practices at the hospital, demanding better oversight of surgical procedures in the country. This is not just about one woman, it is about the safety of all citizens in the country. As such, we need to ensure that our healthcare system is held to the highest standards, especially when it comes to something as critical as childbirth. They added, meanwhile, officials at the ELWA hospital have yet to release a statement concerning the latest allegation against the hospital as the investigation continues. This is really sad winter. In the land, let's look up more stories. President Mahama receives Ambassador Uru's letters of credence pledges support to Liberia's cocoa production. And finally, for the back page of the Inquirer, Dock Workers Union gets new leaders. When they're so far, so these are all of the stories we have.
I'm done with that. I brought him all already. You just remove him.
Okay.
All right, so folks, thank you very much, Esther. Those are all the stories we brought you. Let's recap the stories, but before we do, we have Gus. Gus, you can greet us, the audience, and then we can do the recap and then take our break. So, Gus, good morning. Gus, good morning. Okay, Gus is still muted, so let's go and recap our stories. We started with the front page Africa this morning, and these are stories we brought you from the front page Africa. It says the fight for supremacy, Nima senatorial by-election turns into proxy political battle between VP Kun and Rebelity. Another story has to do with foreign relations, galvanizing regional support ahead of the United Nations Security Council elections. Liberia seeks Mali's support in its bid for a seat. And then CRAM, this story has to do with CRAM Watch, the illegal vow Nigerian pastor arrested for alleged bigamy during wedding in Kakata. And these are top stories we brought to you. ArcelorMittal Liberia marks 20th anniversary with over 2 billion phase 2 expansion and promising jobs and economic growth. 2025, a year for Liberia. And then it says CDC and UP supporters trade blame as Liberia faces possible U.S. travel ban. Bwaka versus WIA. Who is responsible? We will try to link up with the former representative of District Number 8, Montserrat County, Honorable Carlos Moses Gray, to speak to this issue. But so far, those are the stories we brought you from the front page Africa. Let's run to the Inquirer newspaper. Liberia among 21 countries to face U.S. travel ban if. And Bwaka received missing 16 Liberian 16 billion and mysterious deaths report. Ambassador Vema supports Jetty scholarship exchange camp for Wiala students. And lastly, for the front page, China surpasses U.S. in aid to Africa as Liberia tops export market. The back page, wrongful cesarean. Victim accuses EWA hospital. President Mahama received Ambassador Rowley's letter of credence, pledges support to Liberia's cocoa production. And then lastly, for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper, Dog Workers Union gets new leaders. All right, so far, those are all the stories. Let's see what Gus is here. Gus, are you here now? Okay, it's like Gus is not here, so let's go and take our break and then we'll be right back.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushra Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com. Or visit our website, www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride. I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gully Street and Smartwood Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion, jump until the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LID market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, True Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on from Garlic Free and the Overwood Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
So when you want some more agro-bag, so start up. Come on, celebrate
I said, darling,
Thank you very much. And folks, that was word from our sponsor, Crime Stop of Liberia,
All right. I think
Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. As a matter of fact, they are our major sponsors. But just before we can try to bring in, Honorable Akaris Gray, let's give Gus the chance to greet the audience, and then we can start to take our calls and come back to Gus to give us his analysis. Gus, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Gus Kwama. Glad to be here.
still dark
So
in
you
your
have
end.
Akaris Gray coming? Oh,
Yeah, we're trying to make contact with Kairos Gray. There was a story here on the front page of Front Page Africa relative to the visa restriction posed on Liberia. So
Right.
we want to
Well,
get.
yeah,
Go
and that can just be the topic. Yeah, that can just be the topic. But again,
Mhm.
no matter what Akara says or whosoever says so, one of the biggest disgrace in every Liberian leadership is the fact that we take citizenship for granted. Like I said, I've been on the radio station for a long time. On Madam Salif days when we had Mr. Nelson as the Internal Affairs Minister. You remember our man Okofo, who is still trying to find his way to life someday. We have been discussing this issue forever, where our citizenship is taken for granted. People just hear about a little bit older when they go. We
The network is bad on your
easily
end,
it was
Gus.
for us to get past. Oh, I'm driving. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Can
you
you
now.
hear me?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah. So those of us, yeah, we remember how easy it was for us to get visa to the United States and other parts of the world, and other countries, neighboring countries, came from everywhere to come to Liberia to get access to those visas because you can be a Liberian citizen and travel anywhere. Up to today, government after government, and Akaras or whosoever may come and defend the previous government. But the truth still remains. We ask them to ourselves, let's finally take care of this national IDs issue. Look, the reason why we don't have direct flight, the reason why we can't make money, even when President we had they wanted to have Air Liberia, all of those are our challenges. I would not trust an airplane coming from Liberia to a developed country where when Gus Command come, I can get taken to a different line just because I'm Gus Command. I know these people. I know all my friends. When are we going to fix these things? This is a Liberian issue. Today, people are having birth left and right. Nobody is forcing them to go register their children. But when election time comes, we'll give National Election Commission going to ask for a budget again so they can go and count the number of people that are in our country.
Exactly.
They all tie into this passport issues. You
Mhm.
know, they all tie into it. But we never stop paying our government officials the lucrative salaries that they have. But yet we're taking our citizens' value away from them. Because that's what people don't realize. Your value as a Liberian, which everybody should say, they man are Liberian, give me a free pass. We lose that because one or two people want to be corrupt. Because our government systems, when they come in place, that's one of the least things of their worries, to make sure to take care of the citizens that even hire them. You know what it means to us? Your passport is the one identification when you show it. Just like everybody know, the American passport. How come when you show it, everybody just open way for you? Because again, they make their citizens important. The French passport, the this passport. right now, Burkina Faso, other places like that. Pretty soon, these people are taking their countries. Ghana, people are respecting their country. You go to Ghana, you know who their citizens are. You should be able to identify your citizens. Then we will not have the problem of giving wrong passport to other people because we will know those things will be taken care of. Now, the diplomatic side, that's just sheer corruption. That my friend here is doing some business with so and so, and these business people are going to give me money. We're going to do that. But the regular passport and the diplomatic passport is all an affront and shame on the Liberian citizenry who continue to elect these people that come in power and refuse to protect their guaranteed rights under the Constitution of Liberia. And it's sad that legal people are not suing the government. It's sad that citizens are not taking the action to sue these governments because President Ellen Johnson, now Joseph Boakai, because Joseph Boakai people will say, oh, it's time on we are. Well, you came in, you in charge now. Change the thing, fix it. George Weah King, they will say, oh, it was under Madam Salif. Fix it. You didn't fix it. The fact remains, this is why we cannot have direct flight. Madam Salif attempted to have direct flight, and we saw what happened. The only reason why we started for a little bit, what's his name? RMJ, what's the guy? Robert Johnson helped with that. They put some security measures in play to prove that Liberia was going to change. Well, guess what? We could not maintain it. We could not keep it. No more direct flight coming to Liberia. So Liberia does not stand a benefit to gain from those things of having a hub in Africa like other countries like Sierra Leone, our neighbors right there have. So I don't care what anybody say. Governments after governments have failed our Liberian people, and we need to fix it. The citizens need to hold the governments accountable in respecting their citizenship, giving pride to their citizenship. So that's my take on that. We need pride to our citizenship.
We need pride to our citizenship, so says the man Gus Coleman, and we're trying to make contact with former representative of District Number 8, Honorable Moses Kairos Gray, to speak on this issue about the visa restriction being we're hearing that the American government is about to impose visa restrictions on some top officials of this country. So let's see whether we can have. I know. But the entire country is in Liberia, all right? Yeah. So I think we have on the line Honorable Moses Kairos Gray, former representative of District Number 8. Honorable Gray, good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be on your program this morning, quite a very long time.
Okay, so it's also good having you share the platform with us this morning. There is a story here on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper where you have accused the Boakai administration of, giving passport to ambassador at large and envoys who, I'm told, you see flying with the president here and there. And one supporter of the ruling party is accusing the former administration of selling passports to, criminals and drug dealers. What is your stand on this issue, Honorable Gray?
First, I hope that we'll have the time to put it into context because there's not just a 2 or 3 minutes conversation.
Mm-hmm. We'll give you all the time you want.
Okay. The United States government under President Trump has made it emphatically clear that Liberia is now at the yellow light. From the green light, you go to the yellow before red. Mm-hmm. So if Liberia cannot meet up with certain security measures, I will hit the red light, which presupposes that there is pending visa. There is a possible pending visa restriction that will be placed on all Liberians under this administration. is not targeted visa restriction like individuals in government or outside of government, but it's all about every Liberian. And that's why this government should take it very serious. But let us go into, look, I've told the guys from the Unity Party, and I want everybody under your voice today to listen very well. Now look, they said the worst thing about the CDC-led administration. They committed themselves to come and clean a mess that they said we created. We are not in power. Look, take for example, if you have a coach for a soccer team, and it's alleged that that coach messed up the soccer team, they appoint a new coach to fix it. The new coach will not be blaming the old coach for anything. Because you take that responsibility, that's why they brought you in to change the situation. But let us retrospect quickly. In 2012, let me repeat, 2012, a Danish filmmaker and a journalist called Bas Brugger Cousin, a Danish guy from Denmark, flew to Liberia, paid $150,000 United States dollars, and bought a position called Ambassador at Large. He was provided a diplomatic passport, and Liberia accredited him, assigned him to the Central African Republic. The guy's objective was to expose that, look, these crooks and gangsters in Unity Party government from 2006 to 2018, they have been involved into the sale of passports. And it's a cartel that they organized the Liberian passport is in the hands of thieves all over the world. So this guy chose to come and push to the war. In fact, he made a film. Interestingly, when the guy flew to Liberia, he interacted with the Unity Party chairman, the then chairman of the Unity Party, Councilor Vani Sherman. So it was Councilor Vani Sherman who worked it out for him. In fact, he alleged that he gave Councilor Sherman $30,000 United States dollars for his service. According to the Danish filmmaker, and he's also a journalist. His name is Bas Brugger Cousin. Okay, so the issue of the sale of passport, President Sadi signed that document, signed the guy appointment letter, and the guy was assigned in Central African Republic, and later on the guy wrote a whole story and even created a film on the sale of passports from Liberia under the Unity Party administration, where the chairman of the Unity Party, but then Vani Sherman was involved into this. So for the Unity Party to begin to accuse a citizen-led administration, when in 12 years there is visible and vivid evidence where President Sullivan boycotted, Vice President, they all admitted that Liberia image have been damaged because of the sale of passport and they had a cartel. The CDC-led administration came to power and had an issue with the passport director. You know the whole story. Accusation of sale of passport. We immediately took appropriate action with this missing. We chose to prosecute him. He fled the country. And the American put a travel ban on him and his family publicly. He was sanctioned by the Americans. Okay. Now that this government has come to power, the Boyka-led administration came to power, they flagged those issues, they accused the CDC-led administration. Immediately when the Boyka-led administration came to power, let me tell you what happened. The Minister of Foreign Affairs issued a statement. They changed the regulation. I want the ordinary people to understand when I say they changed the regulation for acquiring passports in Liberia. The Minister of Foreign Affairs changed the regulations and said the CDC regulation of 2023 was not good for giving a passport. So she reinstated the 2016 regulation for giving a passport. That was the 2016 Ellington. So they brought back Ellington under this administration in, I think, March or April. And then they said that all the diplomatic passports that the CDC-led administration gave out to people, they are deemed canceled. If you bring them back, everything will be canceled. The minister did not stop there. After everything, she came back and had a press conference. The Minister of Foreign Affairs under this government said that all those passports have been canceled. All of the diplomatic passports have been canceled. There are new regulations they posted of sources that they have placed in the necessary security measures. That's the argument. President Boyka appointed people as ambassador at large, commercial attaché, gave them Liberian diplomatic passport. Read and read well. It's on my page. I gave you all the links. The president appointed a group of thieves and black money boys. Some of them are in flight with President Boyka. For example, Joe Koto was arrested a few months ago in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, with Liberian diplomatic passport given to him by President Boyka and the Unity Party-led administration for defrauding a Japanese
businessman,
on the business of fake diamond, and took some money from the guy. And that man is in the flight, in the private jet with President Boyka and taking pictures with him all over. There's not a hidden story. President Boyka, the guy, they picking the corporate ball. Who Liberians are accused of selling cars to them, stealing cars, and all of those things. President Boyka appointed the man as ambassador at large for some commercial reasons. That is soon, that President Boyka's son fight with that ball.
I'm told he's a friend to one of the president's sons. I think Tanta or
Joseph Boyka Jr.
Okay.
Jojo.
Okay.
Yeah. Jojo. Not only that, Jojo is flying around the world with his business partners, with a group of fiancés or girlfriends, with Nigerian diplomatic passport. The son of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Okay? President Boyka, after giving this passport to these people and giving them PP position to go and represent Liberia, guess what? The United States government has raised security concerns about the way passports are given by the current government of Liberia between 2024 to 2025. So the American government saying, look, if you don't stop, if you don't put some of these restrictions, security measures in place and other things, your people will not come to Liberia because we don't want to endanger the national security of America and other countries around the world. That's what President Boyka did. Immediately, President Boyka announced the cancellation of the positions that he gave to all of these people. He said all the positions are canceled. Canceled, I mean. He said it should be recalled and to bring them back to Liberia. Guess what? But the position that President Boyka came to cancel that was the Liberian people call now. But these people that he appointed, these criminals, these drug money against us guys, this group of thieves, they have the diplomatic passport. Not only do they have the diplomatic passport that President Boyka asked to give to them, but some of them still hold in their position. So they lie. That's what the American government is furious about. Not only that, the foreign minister, Sarah Bessel, a single bodyguard who has a diplomatic passport, has come out the country. He fled from the country. He ran away with the Liberian diplomatic passport. They call him Jeff Williams. He gone. Not only that, Griffith, Sylvester Griffith, the Minister of State, his brother called Alvin Griffith, also possessed a Liberian diplomatic passport. Is currently in Canada. Go on my Facebook page, maybe you can show to the public what I'm talking about. He ran away with a Liberian passport. So how dare you cancel the regulation under George Weah in 2023? He cancel all of the regulations. You cancel all of the passport, including the diplomatic passport that I even have because I was entitled to the diplomatic passport as a certain lawmaker. Everything canceled. Nobody can travel on George Weah diplomatic passport that were issued. Nobody can travel on that. So how dare you now come in and accuse George Weah or the CDC-led administration when it's only your administration that these things are taking place? Not only that, the Americans are concerned about a few things. Liberia is on the listing for security reasons. That's what they said. Other countries are there for the three countries, but for different reasons. So Liberia is there for security reasons. Let me tell you some of the security reasons the Americans are concerned about. They've come to realize that youth unemployment is high under this government. It creates insecurity. They come to realize that there's extrajudicial killing. How many police people can fire you and you die? Or how many men kill you and you die? You know how many people police are firing in this time? That's what they call extrajudicial killing. They're also concerned about ritualistic killing, that people just dying, their past are gone. The Americans are concerned about that. The Americans are concerned about torture because there are people who make allegations in the prison cells in Liberia that have been tortured, and some people die mysteriously in the prison cell. I think like Kakata was somebody just died mysteriously in the prison cell. Again, okay, these are the things that people are concerned about. In the next 24 hours, just watch it. You will be shocked. There will be a new report on Liberia where there is trafficking, human trafficking. maximum human trafficking. The Americans are concerned about that because people are being trafficked all over Liberia. They are concerned about the security of their country and the war in Liberia, and things are deteriorating rapidly under this government with rampant and mass corruption. These are the security concerns that the government inability to take actions. Now, President Boakai and his team during the campaign accused people from the foreign ministry under the CDC. They said these people were involved into the sale of passport. The CDC-led administration put the people under investigation. President Boakai comes to power and reappoint the people, and he elevated them. The former NSA director under the CDC today, President Boakai made him one of the passport directors, get 2 passport directors. Dewey Gray, under the CDC that were accused, today President Boakai elevated her as one of the deputy ministers of foreign affairs. So these people are serious. The people you accuse, you ran campaign and accuse the CDC-led administration that these people are bad, but are the people you have reappointed and elevated to different positions. So these are the issues that we are flagging. These are the things that we are saying to the Liberian people. Liberia may suffer. The government has been given 60 days to take the necessary security measures or no Liberian. No Liberian. This is a pure calamity and a disaster that will be faced our people. Let me tell you what the Americans are concerned about. They are concerned about the Liberian, the ordinary Liberian citizen putting pressure on their government to ensure that the government will be able to do the right thing because this blackout government is rapidly deteriorating. They organize themselves into a group of gangsters, okay, who are robbing the country and looting our country daily. Go to the markets, go to Jobbertown market, go to Raditown market, go to Waterside market, go to Red Light market, pass around the country, see how our people are suffering under this administration. Our people are suffering because a handful of people that President Boakai has brought to power has cornered the resources of our country.
Okay.
These are the things that we are flagging. Why bring the CDC-led administration CDC out of power? You told the people that CDC was not a good government. Why blame? It was CDC to have shifted the blame of the passport saga on the Unity Party-led administration when it was selling passport for 12 years to a Danish national and other people that the Unity Party chairman was involved into the sale of passport. Should CDC blame them? CDC came to power and says they are never blame them because of that. Why are they shifting blame on the CDC? Every morning you wake up, the archive great. Every day, that McGill, Joe Weir, Samuel Tue. Every day they're shifting blame.
Okay.
The Liberian people, they not elect you to shift blame. The Liberian people elect you to provide education to our ordinary people,
Exactly.
to provide job opportunities for people. You made a commitment. Look at the pimping boys. The Americans are concerned about young people. These pimping boys who run a pimping and try to sustain themselves to go to school and feed their families, they work for other people also. They are concerned because a massive youth unemployment is being created by this government. These are the problems. These are the fundamental issues the Americans are concerned about. Liberians on our voice today should be concerned that, look, you may not be able to leave this country if Unity Party does not put in the necessary security measures. Now it's America. It could be Europe.
Okay.
This is the disaster. This is the calamity that we are discussing. These are the issues that we are talking about. And when we talk about, hey, you say, Canada does not have this spending. So Joseph Boakai was there for 12 years. What spending he had? The Unity Party people that are in government today were there for 12 years. They did this skyscrapers in this country. They did fix rules that the CDC spoiled. They did build more hospitals that the CDC spoiled. They did build more schools that the CDC spoiled. They did increase civil servant salaries and pay that the CDC cut down and all of those things. Let us face the dash of wisdom. Ordinary Liberians need to stand up now. Otherwise, there's a problem. And there's a problem.
Okay.
Look at the Capitol building saga. The Americans are concerned about people being arbitrarily arrested, people being placed behind bars and torture, people being lied on. Liberia is going to suffer. You remember Chancellor Turner? There were embargo placed on our country and the economy was bad and the ordinary people suffer. The Americans are almost at the voice because of this government bad governance in our country. They are almost at the voice because the abuse of the rule of law or stopping Liberians from traveling to put pressure on this Unity Party.
Okay.
Those are the concerns.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gray. We do extend an open invitation to you because there are a lot of things we want to talk about, national trending issues, but we'll do it face to face because we don't have ample time So we'll bring you in studio live.
Let me just conclude by saying to you, thank you for calling me. But what is of interest and what is at stake now is for the Unity Party administration to do the right thing. If they cannot put in the necessary security measures in terms of the abuses that are going on in our country, where police people can shoot people, where youth unemployment is very high, where there's massive rape across the country and ritualistic killing every day, and all of these things, Liberia and Liberians may bear the consequences of that action in 2023 by voting Joseph Boakai into power. If they know what I know, and what is unfolding, they need to pressurize Joseph Boakai to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll do that invitation for Honorable Gray to come in our studio, where all of the questions and concerns will be put forth to him to address them bait by bait. All right, because of time, we will go to the lines and take calls. Those of you following us, you can join the conversation. You just heard from the former representative of District Number 8, Honorable Moses Akaris Gray, speaking to the assertion made by the one supporter of the Unity Party government that, the reason the Americans are, putting Liberia on the yellow radar is because our passports, diplomatic passports, were being sold to criminals and drug dealers.
I think
so.
Orange.
We've been put on the yellow. I think it's yellow. Yeah, yellow radar. We've been put on the yellow radar.
And I wanted to ask Mr. Gray, why is it that they haven't made any improvement in just government after government? You know what I'm saying? To make sure Liberian citizens' rights, to these passport issues, our citizenship is taken for granted. Nobody is forcing citizens to go and register their children when they have kids. All of those things that we've complained about that would take care of most of these issues, because we're just talking about a diplomatic passport issue, but that is not really the true gist of it all. Even all of these friends that they have as gangster or whatever he mentioned, those people are claiming they are Liberian citizens. We don't know. You go everywhere during election time, we're having problems. Muslim people say, oh, the election commission say we're not citizens because we can't speak English. Look, we will take care of all of those things if we take...
Okay. Gus, you're kind of freezing. I don't know from your end there, but we'll take calls. We'll have all of those concerns kept when we have in the studio live, Honorable Gray, where everything will be, asked and put forth to him. So those of you who are listening, those of you who are watching us, you can drop your comments there. We'll read them out for you. We can take few calls now and go home at 12:30. So 0776-104-104, 086-500-104, and the WhatsApp line is +231 104. That's +231 86500 104, and the female line is 0770-297-016. Call us and be live on the program from the Prime News on Freedom FM 87.9. Let's hear from our people. They lock the phones, Esther. Let's hear from our people this morning. Those of you listening, you can call and make your contribution. The lines are active. You just heard from Honorable Gray, but Esther, let's get the comments first, then we come back and take calls.
Of course. So from the comment section, let's run there quickly. We have Stella Sherry says, good morning to the peaceful citizens of Buhe Town, Wakpa District, Grand Cape Mount County, Western Liberia. I'm Stanley Sherry, following from my usual Kosovo resident in Brewerville City. Firstly, let me say this to the majority bloc lawmakers, commonly known as Rule of Law Caucus. Even these so-called majority bloc lawmakers can pass special budgets in the tones of 10 million just to convince you guys to join them. to violate the laws of this country. Please don't agree to them. And the completion is not here. We have Muya M. Fofana says good morning. I am watching. We have K. Kati pass away says hello, the family. Hello to you.
Hello to you, Gati. Good morning from our end.
I'm gonna call you right after the show. And then we have Duerte. She says good morning from Minnesota. Thanks to God for waking us up this morning. It's good to have you following, Duerte. And we have Josephine Satya Amwa Amensa says good morning, my freedom family. We have Gay Caesar Divine Grace Bason Joyner says good morning, guys. I'm following from Bannersville Kebar. We have Mohammed Maria Machia Sharif says good morning, Wendell Esther, and the peace loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching from Mamadi Diakite Intellectual Forum in Jacob Towns in Francis Community. Jeremiah Pankun, you have to cry on the late Prince Johnson here and there to lift up your hand. You don't even have your own political support base. No one has used your influence to any elected position before. You don't even know where you belong. Running from MDR to Unity Party to ride on their support. If you are a man, like a completion is also not here. Let's leave you. Clarence Dwyer says, when you ask God for honey, He will give you honey instead of coconut oil. Joseph Bracker and his Unity Party supporters wanted Liberia to be sanctioned. God has finally answered our prayers. And then we have Aliu Kurman says, good morning. I'm following you from New Georgia Estate. We have Augustine Gifflord says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Delaware, USA. So far, Window, these are all the comments we have. Let's take course.
Okay, so we can now hear from you, our people, those of you listening to us. You heard from in the news, they didn't say government officials, or they say restrictions on Liberians. All right, so those of you who are you have a pending visit to the United States, if the government of Liberia does not put in those necessary, security measures, Liberia will be put on visa restrictions. So it's not for government officials alone. It's for all of us. Those of us who, wanting to go to the United States, we will have to put this government feet to fire to put in those security measures that will have all of our diplomatic passports record so that, Liberia can be on a good footing with the United States. So call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104, and the female line is 0770 297 016. The WhatsApp line for those of you outside Liberia is +231 86 500 104. So we're here and anticipating your calls. Keep your calls coming in. It's right here on the program from the Pre-News, brought to you by Crime Stoppers Liberia and Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and our one and only Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. So we are anticipating your calls. The lines are active now. We are waiting on you to put in your calls on those numbers just announced. Too many things to talk about, and so we are here waiting on your calls. So I don't know what is happening. Our signals is there. Yeah, everywhere we have signals. There's nothing there. Yeah, I think this phone is on. It's on. Oh my God, I think this is the phone. I don't understand. It's crazy. If you're out there, we need to get this charger. We need to get the charger for this phone. This is our active phone, and it's off. I just don't know who switched this off. All right, I'm trying to put it on. I'm trying to get this phone on. I just don't understand that people use the phone all day. They don't even charge it. It's so bad. All right, so I'm trying to get this phone on. This is a new phone. It's very new. But so you can start just interact with this caller. Let me get this phone set up.
Good afternoon. You're live on Freedom FM. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. My name is Prince Sharif.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling you from the United States, to be specific, from Maryland.
Mm.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share the platform with you this morning. Let me say good morning to Liberians that are listening from around the world. I am concerned about this issue of the restriction, pending visa restriction, especially on Liberia. You know, it's unfortunate that we have a government that will never take responsibility. And this is scary. Like Honorable Gray enumerated earlier, this entire passport saga, especially disrespecting our diplomatic passport, started under the Unity Party government. If you can recall, let's just forget about, you know, what happened in 2012 or 2016 or 20 whatever. Let's come to the most recent one. You take a Senegalese and give him a Liberian diplomatic passport. These people are not even being monitored. You don't even know what they are doing out. You take somebody who is, you know, have a questionable Liberian, you know, is of a questionable Liberian nationality, you know, a Nigerian, allegedly. You give him a Liberian passport and not even monitoring him. What do you expect? Now, with no disrespect to Nigerians, because we know that they are our brothers and they have sacrificed a lot. But I can tell you this for sure, that the news that is coming out, especially from some of our Nigerian brothers, is scaring, especially in the diaspora. So you take our passports and put it in these people's hands. What do you expect? And at the end of the day, when the repercussion has finally come, then you are blaming a government that has passed and gone long time. I think it is about time that the Unity Party own up to their own mistake and be able to fix the mess. They've come to rescue. In the short period, look at what is happening. It is not only because of passport, it is also because of the rule of law. It's also because of the disrespect of what is happening in Nigeria, of the democratic disrespect. Remember, the United States has spent too much on Nigeria to reach us where we are or to have this peace. And look at over the period of just less than 2 years, look at what is happening. Today, the courts are not even respected. Police brutality is becoming the order of the day. I think it is about time that the Unity Party-led administration under Mr. Bweka own up to what they have created, the mess that they have created, and ensure that they can fix it.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. There's the voice of Prince Sharif from the United States. Let's take this local call. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you join the conversation from this afternoon. All right, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Now, now with you. So the thing is to do to you. All the country, you don't have to do what to sell all right, to eat everything that you will get from the world. So how are you possible about this? That's why I want to say the job so far is to go on and do it. And that's what you are talking to do. And then, you know, you got the question to power. Just please say that. So the rest of the we are happy that we are constantly involved in the job. And the rest of the shape that we got from the last our church moving community now we're talking about this John was taken away and
Okay. Thank you very much. This YFA thing is not our talking points. I'm quite sure you just thought it was to pass that through, but we're talking about this visa restriction that is in the making. Liberians, this is news that we all need to, pay serious attention to, and because I know a lot of Liberians, are so frustrated hearing this news that the United States is about to, put visa restriction on Liberia if those necessary measures are not put in place by the Joseph Walker administration. Folks, it's like we're having some issues with we call it the massive number, the masses line. Our orange line is,
and I think we don't have a choice.
and let me if we can have that resolved, right? All right, I don't know, but
Let me do it.
please. But folks, we just have a few more minutes here to go, and with the 2 minutes we have, I don't think it's enough for us to, keep the calls coming in. So let's go back to Gus. Gus, you can take a minute from your end, and then the rest of the minutes we can close up from our end.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, again, yeah, thank you. I love government officials.
Okay, Gus, I beg. Let me bring in the female general. I don't know what she wants to say. Esther, let's talk to Masisi. Hello. Hello, Masisi. Let's hear you. We ain't got much time.
Hello, Masisi.
So you're taking for the show, William. So let the people walk to say, you brought India to power. You said they were the best. They were the best of all best in this country. They have for the 2 years experience. You are going to bring jobs in this country. You are going to bring company. You're getting out visa to people as criminal. They are so good. You're getting upset to them. They want to bring jobs in the government. They think about methods of people. They say about Fuka. So trying to keep the power. They say working with methods in this country. As people there. They say put a code. Even for them. So what I'm doing. So they really after but we are dealing. You know what they're for? That's why we not tell people. We send our state here. They didn't listen to us. They call the people to power. Oh, you say no forget the group. That's American Zoko boys and Zoko girls. They go to power today. We are crying. And the food aspect that we're talking about, people are dying. The question they listen to. Hey, think about what? What are the bad boys? Nobody left.
Okay.
Thank you. You can't buy go and what you are jumping at this thing. Boy, you are for the country. So you probably got to follow. We are dying in the country. No job opportunity. You can't go for the street. The ground. No, sorry. They want to bring jobs here. Before you get people.
Thank you. Thank you, Masisi. Thank you, Masisi. There were more here. Eh? Hello. Yeah. Okay, we don't have much time.
I just want this conversation from a peaceful resident this afternoon.
Go ahead.
According to the general estimation, people based on the government about the passport saga. So I believe that all of those mistakes that we do, it was not necessary. It was short after the election of just we are voted, President Walker today, everything should not be repeated. So unless it's an explanation, that's the way that what we voted for.
Thank you very much. I just don't understand, but let's go back to Gus. Gus is gone, right? All right, because of time. So, folks, we We have some issues with our orange line, and so it's active now, but we don't have the time in our favor, so we got to go. But God's willing, we'll be back here tomorrow, and hopefully during the course of this week, we have on this platform Honorable Moses Akaras Gray. There are a lot of issues to talk about, national trending issues, and so we have him in our studio where those concerns and questions will be posed to him face to face. Until then, do have a pleasant Monday.